I started playing at school. I've always liked football. My father gave me a goalkeeper's kit when I was a little boy, and I started as a goalkeeper, wearing a green Zubizarreta jersey. I spent 1 week at Barcelona and another at Valencia. At Barcelona, they told me that I had to come back, and in Valencia, they told me that they would sign me there and then. It was also closer to home, so I chose Valencia. At Hércules, I began to see myself becoming a footballer. Valencia was a hard step because in the end, I wasn't in their plans that year and I had to go home. They treated me phenomenally well at Hércules, and I started off well immediately. I went up to train with the first team and I was picked for the Valencian regional team. At Hércules, I spent 2 years in the first team. In 1 year, we were promoted from Segunda B to Segunda. I was very young, 17 years old, and at 18, I played almost all year in the second division. In the end, Atletico Madrid called me. The idea was to undertake pre-season with the first team and then, depending on how I did, be loaned back to Hércules or another second division team. I had a good pre-season, and the club said that they had plans for me. I went from sharing a dressing room with people from Segunda B to sharing it with stars like Fernando Torres, Diego Forlán, Kun Agüero, Antonio Lopez and Luis Garcia. At first, I was a bit shy and starstruck when I came into the dressing room. I was 18 years old and suffered a serious injury in the Teresa Herrera tournament. The LaLiga season was starting the following week, and I was in with a chance of the first 11, and a challenge in a friendly match broke my leg. It was a fracture of the fibula and ligaments. My leg was just dangling, and it was a very ugly challenge. I was out injured for 1.5 years and needed 4 operations. I didn't know if I would play again. It was a tough time because it was my first serious injury. I was very lucky to be at Atletico Madrid because if this had happened at a smaller club, maybe I wouldn't be where I am now. You remember the bad times, what it took to get you to where you are, and of course your family and friends. That week everyone called me with messages of congratulations for debuting. It was my dream to play in the first division. And I thank Javier Aguirre, who was the coach who gave me that opportunity and that confidence. Sporting were the team that gave me that confidence to settle in the top division. I played practically every game, and I was lucky to have Manolo Preciado as my coach. Manolo Preciado, I feel like crying when I talk about him. To me, he was a coach who was like a friend. Apart from training with him on a daily basis, we would go to have a drink after training. It wasn't only with me, but with half the team. He was very close to his players, and he was able to separate what was football and what was personal life. I remember Diego Castro making a run. He went down the wing, reached the byline and cut the ball back fantastically. It was easy, as first goals go. The credit goes to Diego Castro, who set it up on a plate. That day I scored my first goal and my first brace, because then I put in another with a chip that was a little more beautiful.
Centro atrás, le puede pegar de las Cuevas. ¡Gol del Sporting! Miguel Ángel de las Cuevas cogiendo el equipo asturiano.
It was the most important goal I've ever scored because of the stage of the Bernabeu, Real Madrid playing for the title and us playing for survival. I remember that I arrived in January and the team were last with very few points, and we achieved safety on the penultimate match day.
y nos salvamos, ¿no? Y nos salvamos encima una jornada antes.
My departure for Italy came almost overnight. I didn't know that I was going to go until my agent called me a day before the market closed and said that he had a good offer for me, and especially for the club.
Del cierre de mercado y me dijo que había salido una buena oferta a nivel económico para mí y sobre todo para el club. Cuando me dijeron que me tenían que operar del corazón.
When I was told that I had to have heart surgery and that I would spend a year without playing, it was a tough time. I didn't know if I was going to play again. The fans here and this city deserved for the team to be promoted. 2 years before, the team almost disappeared, and in 2 years, they're back up. The communion that exists with the fans deserves this reward.
La comunión que hay con la afición se lo merecen.
We're struggling now, but we knew it was going to be a tough year. This does not end here. We believe in ourselves, and we know we have to turn the situation around. When I get up, go to training and park the car at Tajonar, I'm only thinking about us staying up. From being around my teammates every day, I can say that they and I want us to stay up. And we're going to do it. It's my dream that the team will achieve survival this year.